What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Inside Post. Again, we have a fantastic Kentucky Derby prep weekend all set up for you guys as we are going to dive in to the Holy Bull Stakes at Gulfstream Park for Saturday, February 3rd, for a big points race that's on the line and see what type of contingent Fierceness, the champion 2-year-old and Breeders' Cup Juvenile winner, will face in this race. So somewhat of a small field that he's going to face. He's got 8 other competitors in here. We got the Horse Racing Nation's fair odds. So they look a little bit skewed, but we do have another page, a little bit more truer odds of what we're going to see. Obviously, Fierceness is going to take a lot of money and be probably the betting favorite in here at what looks like possibly of 1 to 5, or if we get anything a little bit better than that, I think it will be a shock. So no absolute doubt, like he should be the horse to beat in here, just from what he's coming out of in the Breeders' Cup and his last race previously. Again, he has the speed. Holy cow! Looking at past performances, there is no other horse with that speed of over 100 in any of their lighter races, so any of their 2 or 3 starts. I think the only one that was really close has been in Veiled, 97 career best, but that was 2 starts ago. So interesting to see what we get coming out of that as well. So starting from the inside, we have Hades. I like the name of this one here. This one's interesting. 2 for 2 lifetime, another undefeated horse with Otello being undefeated. This one comes in with Paco Lopez and Joseph Orseno as the trainer, owned by Ocala. No, DJ Stable. It's bred by Ocala Stud. 63,000 in earnings. This one has a 98 speed figure when it won its allowance race, I believe two times back. Sire out of Awesome Slew. This one's interesting at, I think it's 6-1 right now. Just because we don't really know what a pace scenario is going to be. So this one's kind of a sneaky horse, 2 for 2 lifetime. With Paco coming into this race, so definitely one to take into consideration to use as an under with Fierceness. The other one we talked about in here, number 2, Inveged. This is an Indiana bred, I do believe, for trainer Jane Sabelli. It will get Irad Ortiz aboard, I believe, for the second time. Has earned over 100,000, and this was the other one that I said had a career best 97 speed figure, I believe, when it was breaking its maiden. Does come out of the James Lewis and the Mucho Macho Man, where it was beaten by Otella and Sea Strike. So interesting to see what that one does, kind of on a rebound coming back in here. Next, we probably have the other horse that's going to take some of the spotlight with Fierceness, or get some of the talk with Fierceness, is Otella. Luis Saez is getting the mount yet again with Christophe Clement. This one is owned by Windstar Stable, or Windstar Farm, and is another one of our undefeated horses coming in. So definitely 9-2. That's fair enough for the second betting choice in here. Probably not going to get it. We're probably going to get closer to 2 to 3 to 1 on this horse, just because it's probably going to be the second choice, unless Haiti kind of shows up in the paddock like it's a real threat. But again, Otella probably looks like to be the second best. Hades is stretching out, so that's always a checkbox for some bettors. Has not ran over a mile, so we'll see what the betting public thinks on that. Next, we have number 4, Dancing Groom. Love Junior Alvarado on this horse for Antonio Seno. 122,000 in earnings, 89 speed figure is the career best, so a little bit off of what you're about to see from Fierceness as far as the speed things go. This one is out of Vino Rosso. Kind of interesting in here, but it's going to be a big price. I mean, we're talking 30, 40 to 1 on this horse. Not much in the um, data or statistics for Sano and Alvarado when they hook up. The horses usually run well, credited to Junior Alvarado and his riding style. What we got? No more time. Possible here. This one could be a scratch. We're kind of uncertain. There's some talks that it may scratch out. This was an Iowa bred horse. You're gonna get Jose Ortiz for Jose D'Angelo. Um, Owner is More Play Racing, kind of like the name there. 92 speed figure breaking. It's maiden at Gulfstream. Comes in a little less than 40,000 in earnings. Um, so one that's probably not going to get a whole lot of attention. Um, Would I have this one? No more time. Again, right now it's coming up as scratched. Gonna be probably a big priced horse in here, um, of probably 20 to 1, if not more. Domestic product. This one's gonna get talked up, just because it's kind of been disappointing. And it's 3 starts with only one win and then off the board in the other two. Klarovich Stables, Chad Brown, Tyler Gaffleone. It has all the connections. 87 is the career best speed figure over 50,000. So it has some ability. Tyler and Chad, when they're hooking up, I mean, they're hitting at 67%. um, uh, with 3-year-olds in these types of route races. So, I mean, the statistic is there for the trainer jockey combination. I just don't know. They're still trying to figure this horse out. Could be one of those late bloomers. Um, has struggled in some of the bigger races against some of the competition in here. And here we go. The favorite, Fierceness, number 7, 1 to 5 or 2 to 5. I think is close to what it's being, or 9 to 5. I think is where I've seen some uh, betting sites have him as well. 3 starts, you have 2 wins. Again, kind of the big Breeders' Cup Juvenile win. The champion 2-year-old already over $1 million in earnings. Rapoli, Todd Pletcher, and John Velasquez. Sire out of City Light definitely is going to be the horse to beat. Hands down, the speed alone can wipe this field off. And I think with the pace setup, which we'll get to in a minute, Fierceness is going to just shake it off. Doesn't really have much as far as who's going to set the pace, but I think Fierceness either way is going to have the speed and the tacticalness to run any of these horses. And lastly, we have Sea Strike all the way to the outside. We got 4 starts, 1 win, 2 seconds, and a third. So definitely a horse that's a board finder. For Holly Crest Farm, Eddie Owens is the trainer. Luca Penicia is getting the mount on this horse. 91 speed figure, so another one that has a pretty good higher speed figure. Again, it's nothing like Fierceness is 101 or 107 out of that Breeders' Cup Juvenile. So interesting here. This one's probably going to be the 5th, maybe 6th betting option in here. It should get more play than Inveglid because it beat out Inveglid. It's probably going to be closer to maybe 4th, right behind the Hades horse on the inside. But interesting enough, I'll take Irad Ortiz over this horse on a 30 to 1 to try to get some pay. I think it was 3rd in the Mucho Macho Man, again behind Otella, and then Inveg was right behind that. So we'll see. It's going to have to definitely get a lot better. I'm coming in to face the likes of Fierceness. So, talking about the pace setup, we have no clue what's going to happen. A lot of these horses are either stalkers pressing the pace, and then we have 2 big closers. So, we really don't have anybody that's going to go out and take the lead. I could see 1 in Hades or 2, number 8 in Sea Strike. Trying to get out to the lead and trying to dictate some early pace and maybe play spoiler and try to wire the field. Probably not going to happen. There's too many closers and definitely horses that are going to press the pace. There's really no big outsider that could come in and try to overtake these. Dancing Groom, I think Alvarado wants to stay off of the pace and try to close. Otella's going to close. And then the other horses are kind of going to fall in line. So I think even Irad could get out early. He's known to just throw a wrench into some things and push out Inveglid out early, sitting a little bit closer to the lead if it has enough early gate speed. So definitely something to watch um, and check on those past performances when you get up in the top, the early speed or early pace projections and how the track is playing in once we reach, I believe, race 13, 12 on the card. So see if we got some inside bias or how the speed horses are favoring coming in here. If we get early speed, it's kind of running the day. Then you can go ahead and check off Fierceness as your single. If you kind of see some closers start to creep in and win in the later stages or later races after the track has been kind of packed down or ran through several times, Otella could play a big spoiler in here. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Fierceness is a heavy favorite in here for a reason. The horse has done everything right. It's trending in the right direction. It's in a great vein of form. I think Otello runs a pretty good second closing in, and we're going to try to get some money in here with Inveglid or Hades as our third or fourth options, just because Inveglid right now looks to be about 30-1, and Hades may get a little bit of play and stick around that 6-1, 5-1 mark. We'll also throw in a big exacta play here, probably singling Fierceness on top and using the 1, 2, and 3 underneath of the 7. If you are a key player, exacta or a trifecta key or superfecta key in that 7 and use the 1, 2, 3 underneath. If you want a bigger price, try to 6. If I don't think Tyler Gaffley and Chad Brown's going to go off at 102-1. But interesting enough, it's doesn't look like a great betting race, but there's some options in there to play some multi-race wagering if you're singling, and exactas, trifectas, and superfectas for sure should have some ability to pay if we can get a big price coming in second. So there's our analysis for the Holy Bull weekend Saturday race at Gulfstream Park. Kentucky Derby prep, points on the line for these 8 horses. Fierceness looks like the one to beat in here, but we can always see somebody sneak in and get a second and to add a little bit of points to their Kentucky Derby total. So we thank you for watching. We hope you win.